Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Startup Commons Global Internship Program webinar. My name is Oscar. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Startup Commons, and I'm personally very excited because today we are making our internship program fully official globally. After one intense year operating it, I would say in the dark, in hidden mode, focusing mainly on designing the whole process, implementing an internship journey that mainly could bring value to both the students and the startup commons, and then learning from that experience to refine it and make it better. As we said in our communication actions, so we at the Startup Commons work to serve those actors like economic development agencies, universities, government, development financiers, and corporations that are supporting innovation and entrepreneurship through a startup ecosystem development. We are building solutions, digital solutions that never ever were thought to bring more efficiency to the process of growth, creation in economic development and society prosperity. And while the Startup Commons team is internationally recognized to do things globally, being not just consultants, but real doers with extensive personal innovation, entrepreneurship, and digital economy experience at all levels we operate on. We can only, I would say, reach our vision of digitally scaling innovation and entrepreneurship globally if we simply work with people that are highly motivated and hungry enough to learn fast while working with complex challenges. And therefore, to make this happen, our obsession is to basically to make sure that our message is reaching every corner of the world, trying to have as many eyes as possible and keep them quite open to basically to identify those talents that are in search of new opportunities that prove basically how good they are. But before presenting our internship program, let me also share with you a little bit about who we are and what we do at the Startup Commons in more details, mainly for those that don't know too much about us. So basically, we are 4 co-founders that combine different disciplines like designing, product management, technological architecture development, and business development. And all of us working in a, I would say, digital first working environment. And I have to say that we are mainly characterized by having a global reach with open source thinking and platform approach. And I would say that having an exceptional ability to solve complex projects with holistic view and make it ready basically for growth and scalability. Personally, I have been here in the company since 2013 when I came from Spain to Finland as an entrepreneur looking for, I would say, an opportunity to contribute to the innovation and digital entrepreneurship landscape. And by that time, by mid 2013, I would say that my mind blew away when I met with my co-founder, Balto Loikanen, and he shared with me his unique vision around scaling innovation and entrepreneurship. And in that specific moment, I knew that there was no better option for me in the world than creating and developing a company that would serve to produce and scale more volume of digital entrepreneurs and more innovation through digital means. We are making it possible from our headquarters in Helsinki, Finland, which is globally recognized as one of the most active startup ecosystems in the world. with high standards of education, and with this, this special open source thinking that makes Finland very attractive and disruptive. So we try to apply the same principles, open source principles for sharing knowledge, education, best practices, software and data to reduce duplicated work, facilitate collaborative efforts towards business creation and ecosystem development. And on top of such a great business environment, I also have to say that Finns have long been considered to lead one of the happiest lifestyles, resulting in Finland having been named the happiest country in the world by the United Nations World Happiness Report in 2018, 2019, 2020, and 2021. So definitely we love what we do, and also we have fun while we develop our staff. Then when it comes to the market, so we usually target governments that are really committed to get a truly 360-degree view to their ecosystems to produce more innovative businesses. I would say that the main problem, main pain for our customers is to get this holistic view and good understanding about what is needed to develop a successful startup ecosystem, and that ultimately is measured at a high level as the number of innovative businesses in one specific territory. So in general, governments are not able to get such a detailed view because information is related to the business creators or support organizations, projects, programs, funding instruments, etc. Is fully scattered in different tools, applications, and platforms. And that basically means that there's no single organization by itself that has all the data that there is on the ecosystem in its possession. So therefore, to achieve a truly holistic view of any ecosystem, collaboration between organizations and interoperability between applications are key to success. The collaborative aspect is part of the nature of any ecosystem, and to make this collaboration happen, it is key to basically to establish an ecosystem architecture that enables ecosystems to capture and use data to improve entrepreneurs' journeys and related supporting services. And doing this connectivity thing manually simply basically limits the scalability factor to orchestrate the whole ecosystem, and therefore its capacity to provide and serve startups and entrepreneurs with the right answers. So therefore, this is what we do at the Startup Commons. At the end of the day, we simply focus on providing the right answers based on data for ecosystems in their challenges to produce more innovative businesses in their territories. We use digital solutions and approaches to get the most out of the ecosystem data to give proper answers to the questions that every ecosystem actor has. So the digital approach is one of the ways to make the process of answering ecosystem questions in a more efficient way or in a more accurate and scalable way. But we also provide training and consulting services as another way to feed our customers with knowledge to help them make better decisions. And as a measure of our expertise and reputation globally, in the mouth of our clients, they literally define Startup Commons as the Bible of innovation and entrepreneurship, or even they go beyond that. So they say that we are like the holy grail of ecosystem development. So those are like, I would say, funny definitions. And in practice, basically, we focus on building the foundational components of ecosystems to enable basically data integration and flows, as well as enable this ongoing connectivity with ecosystems and between ecosystems. And in order to make it happen, we need to develop an end-to-end solution that goes from capturing and aggregating data to distributing the insights for those that have to make decisions to create the biggest impacts at ecosystem level. So this is what we are developing. So we call it Ecosystem OS, which is essentially a combination of programming languages, frameworks, libraries, patterns, servers, UI, UX solutions, software, and tools, all of them working together to develop and build ecosystem interoperability. And just like you can basically build a toy castle out of various Lego pieces, we want to build ecosystem interoperability out of a set of building blocks ready to be plugged into. So in that sense, our approach is quite unique and holistic, but at the same time, we are not alone in the market. So there are other solutions that are also serving our customer segment, but also in order to give you like a better understanding about the main difference between us and other, I would say, competitors. So let's also jump to the next slide. Basically, it is very well known that the ability of an ecosystem to provide the right answers to their different ecosystem actors is dependent on the level of understanding of your ecosystem as a whole and the level of connectedness amongst the different ecosystem items and actors. And the more understanding and the more connectedness you have at ecosystem level, the more understanding of the right relations between ecosystem items and actors, and therefore the more effective programs, projects, and supporting services you deliver to support entrepreneurs and startups in their different phases from ideation to growth. So the competitors or the organizations offering solutions for ecosystems development are mainly focused on, I would say, gathering facts with manual or semi-automated approach, and then providing like an overview at a given moment of the whole ecosystem, or just focusing on, I would say, just one ecosystem function. While at the Startup Commons, we want to focus on capturing objective facts coming from transactional activities, and we also want to focus on unlocking ecosystem data and make it flow for data distribution for the benefit of everyone in order to answer the questions like what is happening more objectively and more accurately. And then to apply AI models or artificial intelligence models to bring intelligence where data and analysis is a central component of the ecosystem strategy. And there's a, I would say, general trust among the ecosystem actors in received data, and all the information is used to generate maximum potential, like increasing the quality of businesses or the volume of exits in an ecosystem or the company survival rate, etc. And at this level, ecosystem, I would say, are able to answer the question, why did it happen? Understanding what factors are likely contributing to a particular outcome. And it also answers the questions like what is happening now, so providing like a more real-time approach. And then as long as the capacity of the ecosystem to collect and analyze data grow, basically the ecosystem will have more capacity to forecast and answer the questions like, okay, based on historical data, what might happen. So helping ecosystem developers or ecosystem operators estimate the direction of future trends by comparing basically current against historical performance patterns. And then based on this, to implement predictive models to basically to answer the question, like based on what happened, what is likely to happen, and ultimately I would say to provide prescriptive analytics to anticipate and answer questions like uh, um, what will happen, on when will it happen, or why will it happen. So this is what we do at the Startup Commons, and the most interesting part is that all these solutions need to work together in order to give like proper responses. So in reality, we are looking at all those solutions more as collaborators or partners, because we truly understand that working together at ecosystem level, things are developed faster and smarter. Okay, so this is from like the basic presentation of Startup Commons. So now that you know a bit more understanding about us, let's directly go to our global internship program. One of the key questions basically is why we implemented such an internship program. As we said in the beginning, we are quite obsessed with the objective to identify talents that can help us to reach our vision. We cannot build this alone. We need crazy people like us that share our vision and passion around innovation and entrepreneurship, while also at the same time exposing the company to new fresh ideas and approaches to basically to disrupt ourselves. We are operating in a complex environment in the intersection of innovation, entrepreneurship, and digital. And we really need people that are capable of working in such difficult environments. And as an entrepreneurial company, we have to come up with different methods to identify talents that go beyond a simple interview. So from our side, we are looking at our internship as an extended interview, if you will, that eventually help us to work with talents by doing, while it becomes a true learning by doing experience for interns that are looking at new opportunities to grow. We are basically looking for university students, thesis workers, freelancers, or simply professionals that are looking at making a change in their own career. They are looking more towards digital economy type of career. And we are looking at specific roles that are more related to digital economy, like data modelers, UI, UX designers, visual designers, front-end developers, machine learning and artificial intelligence developers, technical documenters, growth hackers, video content creator, sales, and PR and communications in general. And I would say for all those positions, we definitely take into account educational background and work experience. But as an entrepreneurial company, we pay, I would say, more attention to the hidden things like, behaviors, values, accountability, ownership, curiosity, critical thinking, communication patterns, etc. That can be all identified when you roll up your sleeves and working with them. So our internship program does not consist of our, I would say, our interns, putting them in a corner so that they don't disturb the core team by putting them to get coffee or filling papers or answering phone calls. So instead, Startup Commons intern get, I would say, real experience with real projects for real clients. And sometimes they even create specific units that didn't exist earlier. So the way we operate with people working with us is that we are crystal clear on the deliverables. We will provide the interns with proper tools and senior support. We will get out of their way and just let us know basically what they need from us to be successful in their objectives. And definitely one of the things that we are encouraging all the time is that it's important that they don't stop asking questions, because that's also a good way how we learn here in the company. So therefore, we take, I would say, this internship process very seriously, and that's the reason why we have designed an internship process that doesn't fit everyone. We just want to make sure that both parties are happy working together. So the different phases of the internship journey is as follow. So first of all, we have filtering the candidates with a challenge. Then we have the adopting our learning phase. Then we have the sharing and supporting, and then at the end we have the job promotion. So let's go to each of those in more details. So for the filtering by challenge, basically there is initial skills and attitude assessment by having like basically sometimes it is through an interview, sometimes it's by reviewing a CV or reviewing a portfolio or GitHub accounts or something like that. So just to get a sense about the kind of experience that the candidate has. And then after that, basically, we propose an initial challenge that is assigned to the candidate, and that challenge has to be resolved in 1 to 2 weeks for qualifying, basically. After that, and once you are qualified, then we go into the adopting and learning phase. So that's basically the officially the beginning of the internship. That can be done both in person or remotely. As part of that phase, of course, we do the kind of onboarding activities just to help the candidate or the intern to get a sense about the communications tools that we have in use, what are the different processes that we have in the company, to whom you should talk for different topics or issues, and who is who in the company, who is doing what, and also setting up the tools for them to make the work. Then as part of that also of this phase, there is like a early evaluation after 2 weeks, basically to just get a sense about basically if the skills that the candidate has is in line with the task that the candidate is performing. And then I would say by basically the half of the internship, there is a midpoint evaluation, basically for reflection, progress, and learning curve assessment, just to get a sense about if that intern is performing well or not too well, and try to adjust along the way. Then we have the additional sharing and supporting phase. So basically, as I said, by the half of the internship period, in addition to continue own task, so we also encourage interns to start sharing their own accumulated knowledge and learnings to other interns that are coming in the company in the same position. And basically, we do it that way because we understand that when you try to digest the knowledge and the learning, and you try to verbalize that knowledge, the learning becomes more effective. So that's why we are basically enable this kind of knowledge transfer process. And then as part of that knowledge transferring task, so sometimes they are also in charge of managing new interns and also mentoring. And of course, by the end of this phase, it's more like finalizing and documenting all the open tasks, and then there is like a final evaluation and feedback, just to get a sense about how the whole internship process went for the intern. And then as the last step of this internship process, and mainly for those interns that really perform really well beyond the average. So we have this job promotion, I would say, function. So basically, it's the way that we have in the company to promote those candidates that really perform really well. So we have here 3 options. So basically, there is like one scenario is that the candidate felt that they learned so much that they want to continue learning and building portfolio or getting more experience and improving their skills. So they have that desire to extend the internship. Then of course, we usually have like paid projects, and we try to match those paid projects with those interns. And then we also have built like one specific page on our website to basically to promote those candidates globally, because we usually also receive demands coming from our global network partners or contacts, asking for specific roles and specific skills and so forth. So then from our side, we are more than happy to basically to recommend those that already work with us. We validated the working patterns, and then we are more than happy to connect. So these are the main phases of the internship process that we have in the company, and this is more like a more detailed view, more visual view and detailed view about the phases that we have with the different milestones, the different kind of activities that we have, and basically just to communicate in more detail how we do it here in the company. So also just to give you an idea about a Startup Commons internship funnel, we said in the beginning that we have been running this internship model for I would say for 1 year, and in that year, basically this is the funnel. So we got more than 200 applications coming from, I would say, the 5 continents, coming from North America, Latin America, Europe, Southeast Asia, Africa. And basically, as I said, we were putting the right filters in place just to make sure that we are selecting the people that really are in sync with our values, with our company culture, and of course with the skills that we need to develop more things inside the company. And also just to give you like an overview about the testimonials of the experience of some of the interns. Like for example, we have here Fakri, who was working with us for 4 months. I have to say that he was really creative. He was working with us as a UX designer. He was based in London. He was really creative and also really, I would say, proactive, developing his task. We also had Teresa from Indonesia. She's also UX designer. She was able to come up with really elegant solutions for complex concepts that we have in the company. And she was really, I would say, independently productive. So she was delivering many things, I would say, on weekly basis, going beyond the expectations from our side. We also work with Konstantinos from Athens. So I would say that the best way to define Konstantinos is that he had like a really good communication skills. So he was able to communicate very clearly really complex things related to machine learning models and how to apply those to use cases that we have in the company in a very simple way. And that made like a really big difference for us to also when supporting them. And then of course we also have Dawn from California. She was I would say working with us quite time, almost 1 year. She was that kind of a person that she felt that she was learning so much, and she really wanted to go through the whole process from low fidelity to high fidelity, and go into too much details of the solution. And basically she was really persistent in that sense. So we were really happy working with her. And as I said in the beginning, so all of them are working with real solutions for our customers. So sorry. So for example, we have on our YouTube channel a demo of one of the prototypes that one of our interns from New York built for our ecosystem mapping application. And that is basically in use, and we are using basically also for doing some UX research and to get feedback from customers. So this is pretty much now how it looks like the solution. It is not fully commercial, but it will be very soon. And we also have, for example, in our YouTube channel, we also have this webinar recording where basically our machine learning interns and basically we're presenting one of our use cases that we are developing to bring more automation at ecosystem level. And so basically they were participating and basically presenting to our audience with more than, I would say, 150 registrations in the webinar. So what we are doing around machine learning for ecosystem development. And this is pretty much the kind of more like the front-end solution that we are developing related to that use case. And we have, of course, we have more use cases and more prototypes and more works and projects that we are developing, but just wanted to share those that can give like a sense of the kind of work that they are doing. Okay, so then how to apply to this internship program. So basically, right now we have, sorry, we have been collecting, or we have been identifying talents through 3 different channels. So we have people coming from the Erasmus Plus program. So the Erasmus Plus program is basically the European Union's program for education, training, youth, and sport for the period between 2021 and 2027. And one of the objectives of this program is to basically to support people's educational, professional, and personal development, and also to promote learning mobility of pupils, students, teachers, and so forth. We also have sorry, candidates from the Erasmus for young entrepreneurs, which is also financed by the European Commission, and it is a European business exchange program for entrepreneurs. So basically it provides a practical and financial assistance to newly established or would-be entrepreneurs wishing to spend some time abroad with a host entrepreneur. And thanks to this program, basically new or wannabe entrepreneurs acquire, I would say, the relevant skills for managing a company. The host entrepreneur gain, like I would say, like fresh perspective and international cooperation opportunities. And I would say that the program aims at the exchange of knowledge and experience, better networking possibilities across Europe, and of course, new commercial relations for European businesses. And then, of course, we also have, besides those channels, we also have the open applications. So you can always reach out to us over email, through our contact forms that we have on our website, and basically send like an email explaining your motivations, explaining your background, and then basically from our side we will be more than happy to take those, reply, and have a conversations, and let's see how it goes for both parties. And now another I would say way that we are testing now is basically this kind of matching a startup commons validated business idea. Sorry. So matching a startup commons business idea with entrepreneurial teams. So basically, the target is to, we understand that we know that in general universities have this kind of entrepreneurial associations, and basically we are looking at the universities is capable to create this kind of startup teams, and then to connect with us to basically to provide like a full startup journey experience, so they can basically by working with our business idea, they can take or they can experience the team validation, the business model creation, the product creation and validation, and so forth. So basically all the things that are needed to operate the company. And from our side, we will provide in like mentoring and strategic support and advisory support, basically to make that business idea happen and grow. But also we want to be really realistic and set clearly the expectations that there is like a maybe 10% of likelihood to make this kind of business idea succeed. But if it is if it is successful, definitely they will have, if they want, of course, fully ownership to operate the business in the country where they belong. So this is the kind of also of additional experience that we are looking at, and we are looking for basically for initiating this kind of pilots starting from this year. Okay, so also I didn't want to miss this opportunity, and let me also find here our guest. Okay, so we also want to use this sorry, we also wanted to use this webinar to bring the voice of the intern, as ultimately there's no better person than the intern telling the story from her or his own perspective. And that's why it is a pleasure for me to introduce you all to Gabi. Hello, Gabi, how are you?
Hello, Oscar. I'm fine, thank you. What about you?
All good, all good. We're really happy to make this webinar. I'm really happy to have you. Just as a brief introduction about Gabi. So Gabi is originally from Cameroon, right?
Yeah.
But he's studying in Turkey. and he has just finished his internship with the Startup Commons, but he's so professional and motivated with the developments that he is doing in the company that he has also decided to extend 1 month more his internship to see how his own baby is fully commercial. I have to say, I also have to say that Gabi was a beautiful surprise for us. And it is fair to say that the Startup Commons journey with the artificial intelligence and machine learning started with him from the very beginning. I was really impressed how he was able to solve the machine learning challenge we dropped on him with a great understanding of the technology and holistic view of the problem and also of the solution. And on top of that, he also has like really great skills to manage people. He managed a team of 2 junior developers. He has also been participating in meetings with our software developer partner and also taking active part in our ecosystem OS Protolab webinar to feature a live demonstration of one use case we are developing with machine learning models. Is that right, Gabi?
That's right.
So it's yeah, I'm basically saying the truth here. It's not marketing, of course. Gabi, welcome and thanks for taking the time to participate in this webinar today.
Thank you. Thank you.
So maybe could you please briefly tell or share with our audience what was your role as during the internship with the Startup Commons?
Yeah, of course. So like Mr. Oscar already introduced me, I'm Gabriel, and I'm from Cameroon, but studying in Turkey. I recently completed my undergraduate studies as a computer engineer, but I'm more interested in machine learning and artificial intelligence. So I started my internship with Startup Commons in May, and fortunately for me, it was the first time this department is being opened in the company. So I was lucky to have that opportunity to build a product from scratch and also collaborating with other interns like me. Yeah, so it was a great journey. It has been a great journey. And I think it will continue to be a great journey because I intend to stay connected with Startup Commons even after I complete my internship program. Yeah, so at Startup Commons, we develop the events labeling use case, and also collaborating, like mentoring another intern on working on the co-founder use case. Yeah, but like why I say it was fortunate for me, because I had to develop this solution from scratch with no help from maybe senior developers, or so it was important to understand and also understand the problem and look for efficient solutions. So I guess that Startup Commons provided that environment for me where you're free to think out of the box and basically do research and bring a solution and propose to them. And from there, we analyzed together and decided on what is best for the project you're working on and the common good of the company. I don't know if you have something specific to ask us.
Yeah. So that was like a really good description of your role and the kind of task. I'm also curious about your thoughts around how was your internship experience with us. So was it what you expected from the beginning?
Yes, I think more than what I expected from the beginning, because in generally this was my like second internship and a voluntary one. During my first internship, I was working in a company here in Turkey, and it was really difficult for you to maybe get your hands on products which could be profitable to the company, or working, you might just have some minor tasks like maybe scraping some data from the internet or just doing some research, and it's difficult to get involved in the commercial product which the company is about to release. I guess maybe it was because maybe they doubt the qualities of the interns or something like that. So at Startup Commons, having that opportunity to develop something which is ready to be taken to the market was more than I expected, and a great opportunity for me.
Yes, definitely. And what do you think about if you have to pick like one? So what was the biggest learning from this internship for you?
The biggest learning from this internship to me, it's difficult to pick one, but yeah, let me just pick one. It's the new skills which I learned. I learned about AWS. That was like the biggest achievement I earned, but also with the way the company was being handled with the meetings and the feedback, and also managing people. Yeah, it was something. Something very great which I learned.
Yeah, I'm also curious about the future plans that you have. So I know that that you want to become like a real entrepreneur with your own company. So what are you planning around that? So are you immediately trying to create the company, or are you looking to get more experience in other companies, or more like a freelance initially? So what are your thoughts on that? And definitely, how are you going to apply this knowledge and skills that you got from the internship with us to that new phase of your life?
Yeah, so right now, first I'm continuing my studies, MS studies in machine learning and artificial intelligence to gain more skills. And at the same time, I would like to continue working on machine learning use cases, either as a freelancer or as an intern or as a paid job to gain more skills. And by the time I'm completing my master studies, then I'm sure I will be equipped with the skills and experience to start up a company. But also one thing I learned uh, from my time being at Startup Commons is that uh, releasing a software product is not just about the skills like an engineer you have. There are a lot of like maybe business dynamics and entrepreneurial things you need to also think about. So I also need to look more into this aspect, and with the help of the slides from the Growth Academy, and maybe with keeping up with startup commons developments on around startup companies. Then by the time I'm done with my master's, then I should be ready and equipped to start up a machine learning company.
Yes, yes. I think that you also need to fail in one company to get all those learnings. Hopefully,
Yes, please,
it's
yeah,
not the case
yeah.
for you. Let's cross fingers, please.
Yeah,
Okay.
hopefully.
Yes.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you so much. Thank you so much, Gabby. I think that we also have time for Q&A for some minutes. Let's look at the chat, and just to check that if there is some questions coming from the audience for me or for Gabby. I think that is also relevant. So yes, so we are recording this webinar, and definitely we are basically sharing the webinar recording after the session today. So no problem for that. And also, I think that the slide where we describe the whole internship journey in detail, I think that we are making that version public, so you can basically zoom a little bit and get those details. I think it's also relevant for you. So we are getting more questions like how many students interns do you take every summer? So it is dependent on the country. So it's not attached to one specific moment of the year. It is not attached to any country. So we are having those positions open the whole year. And we just wanted basically to focus on getting a good pool of people and trying to basically to select those and that basically fitting the criteria that we are looking for. And then, as I said in the presentation, we are getting people from different parts of the world. So again, we don't care too much about geographical areas. So we care about how people behave, how people want to perform, the motivations and so forth. And then from our side, trying to help as much as we can. More questions. So what are the visa requirements for students in the USA who want to take part in the global internship program? So basically, we haven't looked at that yet, but basically you can start right away, like remotely. So there's no I would say no specific format for that. Of course, if from your side you need like specific documents from our side that has to be presented to universities or any other similar sponsors, so then we are more than happy to provide those. But it can be as simple as show your willingness to work, evaluate the candidate, and then if that fits into our criteria, to start right away. We create like a simple agreement contract between us, basically defining the time frame of the internship and the number of hours, and then of course more legal issues, more legal clause related to privacy and confidentiality and so forth, and that's it. Hi everyone, I'm project manager at Sebrae Brazil from Brazil. Okay, thank you for your words. So the internship are unpaid. So this is something that maybe I was not clear enough in the presentation. So we are not paying interns for those positions. We are basically doing of this unpaid mode. Can you let us know? I'm not sure about this question about, can you let us know how it relates to work integrated learning, a term increasingly used in Australia? So maybe you can elaborate a bit more about that. So I'm not sure about what you are asking me. Do we need to specify a role we are applying for? Yes, of course, that will help. So we have those positions, but maybe of course we are not able to identify all the positions that we need right now, or that we would like to have in the company. So those open positions are also good for that, just to explain more how you see the company, what are your motivations, your background, straight up vampire C-section. And that's it. So feel free of when you are reaching out to us, so basically to specify the kind of role that you wanna apply. Okay. So who is eligible for the internship? So as I said in the presentation, so we are looking mainly at basically students, university students, freelancers, thesis workers that are basically looking at implementing their research into the company, and also, as I said in the presentation, anyone who who is looking at making a change in their professional career and becoming more oriented towards digital economy or data economy and so forth. Well, hi, I'm currently studying computer science in Malaysia. May I know what is the requirements to join the internship program and how long is it? So of course, we are using our own stack. So we basically we are working with technology like React and AWS and machine learning models and Python and so forth. So so these are the I would say that the some criteria for developers. But again, so if we usually get also candidates that don't have those skills, or they are not really good in those programming language, but they have that willingness and attitude and motivation to learn along the way, and basically they show us that basically by developing or by fixing the kind of challenge that we are sharing with them. So that's the way that we usually evaluate it. And the duration, when it comes to the duration of the internship, so normally the minimum that we are getting is something around 4 months, and it can be longer, so no problem with that. So, but on average, it takes like 4 months. There's no fees to join, so again, you can apply right away. So you can send me an email or send us an email, and then that's it. So we just go through the process, we evaluate, we make like initial assessment. Then if there is something that has to be clarified about that first connection, so then we come back to you over email, or we may have a call. Just to have like a casual interview to get more sense about your skills, your motivations, your past experience, and so forth. And then after that, then we have the challenge, and basically to evaluate those those things that are more difficult to identify during the a simple interview. Okay, so I think that's we are basically getting at the end of the presentation, and we committed to do like 1 hour webinar. So we are about to finalize. So thank you everyone for attending. I really hope you saw value in the internship program that we are officially presenting here today. I have to say that if you already made a decision to apply, congratulations. I think your decision was right. You are applying to a great company with a really great team, and I will be really glad if you are here to help you move basically in your next chapter of your career. And I really hope that you get the chance also to do the best work of your life. And I look forward to seeing you soon here working with us. Thank you, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.